Hi, it's Lonnie. Welcome to Grace Blossoms for You. Well, I have completed my Winnie the Pooh journal and I would like to do a flip through for you today. So this completes my challenge for May for the hashtag JJ Madness hosted by Susan at iturtleyloveit, and she had a guest host this month and it was DC Art Dolls Studio, I believe, and I will link that both of their channels down below if you want to take a look. So I did settle on a cover, just a simple one, and an even simpler closure, and it's just a strip of fabric. It's the main fabric that I used in the journal. And there's Winnie the Pooh. And I don't know if I'll be able to fit this whole thing on screen. Let me just check, see what it looks like. Maybe that will work. So I put the belly band that I made right in the front cover. And here are some journaling cards that we made. And I found a picture of Eeyore. He wouldn't all fit there, but I got him on looking like he's all gloomy the way he likes to be. I found some huge paper clips, a yellow one and a red one, to match kind of the color theme here. Here's another journaling card. And another. I guess I put them all at the front. How about that? There's other ones too, but these were kind of similar. Then I made some labels out of the quotes from Winnie the Pooh. And I got a lot of the original artwork from artsyfartsylife.com. She has the Winnie the Pooh kit, the original Winnie the Pooh, and she has some quotes in there. So if the person you are talking to doesn't appear to be listening, be patient. It may simply be that he has a small piece of fluff in his ear. So this is what I did. I made fabric labels, I guess. The base is fabric. And I made another ruffle to use as a belly band. And I will use this for my testimony. That's the song. And so I just added some fabric and a twinchie and a butterfly. Lots of glue strings, that's for sure. Then I have a pocket from the original series, Winnie the Pooh. And this is a hidden paper clip that acts as a tab, and a sunflower journaling card. A pocket that I had made previously, so it houses a bookmark. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And some smaller things in the pocket here. And there's actually an additional pocket there. I could put something small in there. Like so. And I did glue most of it down, so there's no hidden pocket back there, but it looks like it needs a little more glue. I'll touch that up later. Here I used a honey pot as a tuck spot. And that's the other part of my testimony, so I will pull that out in a minute if I don't forget. Here I added a bird, a wooden bird. I am not lost, for I know where I am, but however, where I am may be lost. Here I have this little cutout of Winnie the Pooh, and I actually got this from a diaper box that I kept since my son was in diapers, and I was wondering why I could never get rid of the box, and it just so happens that I got a few images from it. This one and the one on the front cover as well. So here I put a cluster, made a tuck spot out of that. This verse says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you." Sorry about my voice. I've been working on this all day, so. Here is a pocket from the original Winnie the Pooh. And I have to show this journaling card special because I got the idea from Peg at Craft Room Stories. I told her I was stressing about this journal, and she said, "Don't stress, be like Tigger and have fun, 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 fun." And so I said I would use that, and so there it is. I found some bookmarks online, and so this is one of them. Kept it very simple. Here's the flip. I just decorated it with some, it looks like fabric, but it's not. He's got a crease up on his nose. I put a tag in there. BU. That's actual fern. Hopefully that'll work out. These tags I made a long time ago. There is a video of them, should you be interested. I don't know why I put 2 tags in here, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Here's another label. I just did that so that there wouldn't be so many blank pages. Then I have a little picture of Winnie the Pooh fabric here. Here it says, "Oh bother," and I filled it up with some honey digitals. And there's another fabric label. I did use some stickers. And as you can see, there are still some completely blank pages, so they'll be for writing. There's a tab with Winnie the Pooh doing some exercises. And here is the Winnie the Pooh 100-Acre Wood. Oh look, more blank pages to write on. Oh wow, I missed 4 in a row. I may have to revisit that. There's a tag and some Twinkies. I'll probably still work on this, but I gotta find some more Winnie the Pooh stuff. It's not quite, I pretty much used everything I had, with the exception of some of these round bits, but I figured they could be in there for later. Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. Isn't that the truth? Some more blank pages. I thought I filled more up. It sure seemed like a lot. And so I took some of these cards and I made this tuck spot on the page edge here. And some more free pages. Then is the book, and I just did very little on the book itself. I put a hidden paper clip here, and I made a tab with owl on it, or an owl. And here is some more glue strings. There's a picture of Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh getting into the umbrella. There he is exercising again. You'd think he should be thin with all the exercising pictures we have. So I gotta get rid of these glue strings now, they're bugging me. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for the book, except for I did some charms in the middle of the book. A tree and a honeybee. At least that's what I'm calling it. Okay, so that's that. And then I had this picture from another book that I had basically gutted, and I like this image, so I just attached it with some washi tape. So it's kind of out of place, but I wanted to keep it, so I put it in there. Then I did slow stitch a corner bookmark. It has an owl on one side and a rabbit on the other. That's the first corner bookmark that I've stitched, so I'm gonna be nice to myself. Here is a tag, and here is a journal card, Winnie the Pooh being flown by the balloon, which fits perfectly into the story because it's the Winnie the Pooh and the honey tree, where he uses the balloon to go up to the honey tree to try and get some honey. When you see someone putting on his big boots, you can be pretty sure that an adventure is going to happen. Be grateful. These digitals, the tags and the little pictures I got from Facebook. Another pocket. This was also in that other book that I gutted, and I really like this picture, so I was going to definitely use it. And I put a bee kind of on his nose. And oh bother. There was a tuck spot in the Franken paper. I put a postcard in there. Choose joy. Be thankful. This page I got out of a teddy bear artist book. And I made some pockets, and it had just one picture of Winnie the Pooh, and there's Tigger, Eeyore, Piglet, and I added Owl up there. A little consideration, a little thought for others makes all the difference. And the stamp, I inked the owl, and it kind of came off here, so I'm not sure. I might put a piece of journaling paper just on here to cover that up. Another tree, another pocket. Actually, it's a double pocket, and it has a hidden tuck spot here. Another journaling card. Honey pot. And I made a pocket out of this as well. I just put some leaves in there. Home is where my honey is. I like that. So this is the middle of the second signature already. I think we dream so we don't have to be apart for so long. If we're in each other's dreams, we can be together all the time. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Be strong. Here is a double pocket. Just didn't have, it's one of those accordion ones. I just didn't have anything to put in the back. So I will find something. Here's a tree and a picture of Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Tigger playing around on a log. This picture of a bear I got out of a magazine. Looks like he's wandering somewhere, and it says down here, you can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. And that is a tuck spot, or a journaling spot. I turned that into a flip. I just used some masking tape. I did glue it down though so that it would stay. Be happy. Here I use some of those circles to make a tuck spot. And here are the ATCs that I made. And so they are living in there for right now. Here is a tuck spot I made, so stitched, slow stitched. There's another journaling card and another bookmark. Spread kindness. Here's another hidden paper clip. And I put this pretty postcard in there. Here's a Twinchie with a banner. Be kind. Here's a picture of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. This is also from that big diaper box that I had. And here's a tiny little tuck spot. I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet, but it's there. Even if I find some more verses, and just put that in there like that. A lined paper envelope. And here is a journaling card with Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. There is a stamp that I made. Here is a tuck spot again with the cluster. And here is Winnie the Pooh exercising again. Another sticker. Another belly band, and this one says, think, think, think. I put some more stickers in there. And another big pocket and another bookmark. And there's a red paper clip with some journaling cards stuck in there. And then lastly, I put a belly band at the end, and I glued some fabric butterflies onto it. And there is Owl. And I kind of cut off his wing, but I wanted to put something on the back. So there's a book journaling card there as well. So that is the journal. So as for my testimony, I'll flip through it again as I speak. I just won't talk about the book. I'll just talk about my testimony. So the song that's missing in the book with this title, Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree, there's a song at the end of it. And when I got the book, the song was missing. So I had to remember what it was, and I wrote it down. I'm only a little black rain cloud hovering under the honey tree. I'm only a little black rain cloud. Pay no attention to me. Everyone knows that a rain cloud never eats honey. No, not a drip. I'm only a little black rain cloud, wondering where I will drip. So I memorized that, and I sang it a lot. I liked it so much. And this was already when I was a grown-up, or so-called grown-up. Then there came a time when I wanted to quit smoking, and I had wandered away from the Lord. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to quit smoking on my own, so I prayed and asked for help. And I put all these demands on God. I said, I can't be having cravings. I can't remember what they all were now. There was like 5 demands that I had. Like, I can't be in a bad mood, I can't have withdrawals, and I can't keep doing this because, other people that I know smoke and I didn't want to smoke anymore. And I wanted to come back to him in relationship. And so I asked him also for a verse that I could use to remind myself that he would help me and that this thing was done, that a verse that I could, and I asked for a melody for this verse so that I could remember it more easily, because I was having a hard time memorizing scripture. And so one morning when I just got up, I saw my Bible on the computer table, and I just happened to glance down, and it said this verse was open, and it's Psalm 28 verse 7, and it says, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and I am helped." So I picked that verse, or that verse picked me, and then I got a song. I got a melody so that I could remember the song, or the psalm, but the verse. And it was the song. I'm not going to sing it because, one thing, my voice, but another, with the copyright, I don't know if I'd get struck for that. So I'll just tell you again that the melody he gave me is this one. I'm only a little black rain cloud. The Lord is my strength and my shield. Hovering under the honey tree, my heart trusts in him, and I am helped. I'm only a little black rain cloud. Therefore my heart exalts. Pay no attention to me, and with my song I shall thank him. That's as close as I can get without actually singing it. So I hope that made sense. I was astonished that he gave me my own personal song and, melody, and a verse to match with it. And that was it. I was delivered from smoking supernaturally. I never went back. I never had another cigarette, and I had no withdrawals. And the Lord is completely faithful, and that's why I have been wanting to do this journal. And imagine my surprise when I found this book, The Honey Tree, at the thrift store. And at first I didn't even recognize that this was the book that had the song in it. So when I realized it, I knew without a doubt that I had to do this journal. So let me know what you think. The fun was in making it and making the tribute, because I'm convinced that I would not have been able to quit smoking on my own power. And the Lord is good, and he is faithful, and he shall forever be my strength and my shield. So thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time. Bye for now.